only thing that will make your action count with Allah is two things. Very important. If you can write them, please do. Ikhlas and Mutaba. I will explain shortly. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in Surah Al-Najm, إِنَّ سَعْيَكُمْ لَشَتَّى. You have many intentions. People, when they go out in the morning, you can see them. Someone's going to work, someone's going to the pub, someone's going to kill, someone's going to pray, we have many intentions, we have many plans. But Allah does not accept everything that we do. He only accepts ibadah, meaning He only accepts the things you do to please Him, which is called ibadah. It's whatever pleases Allah. That's ibadah, worship. The second step is Allah does not accept ibadah unless it has two things. First of all is ikhlas. Ikhlas comes from the root word khalusa, which means to be pure. So when Allah Azza wa Jalla speaks about milk in the Quran, He says labanan khalisan, milk that is pure to those who drink it. And Allah mentions that this milk comes out of organs. There is blood, there is the impurity of the cow inside. However, when it comes out, it's pure white. And Allah called it khalis because it's pure. The Arabs, when they talk about pure gold, they called it dhahab khalis, pure gold. Why? Because it has no lead, no copper in it, etc. It's pure gold, it's 100% gold. There is nothing else in the gold. Ikhlas is to make your niyyah pure to Allah. Meaning, you can pray right now and the intentions would come to your head. Many intentions. So you'd have the intention of looking good in front of the sisters to kind of convince them that you're a good person. You can have the intention of just exercising your back, like the munafiqun. The munafiqun, they come, they pray. What do you think their intention is? Many intentions. So we have the riya. We do things to make others think we are good people. Ibn al-Qayyim called this, he said, this is the sea. This is the sea that we cannot cross. It's so deep. The ways our intentions play tricks on us. We think we're doing it for the sake of Allah, and then you think after a while of doing this ibadah, and you know that you weren't doing it for the sake of Allah. In fact, you were doing it so that people would see you. You were doing it so that you feel good about yourself. You were doing it to fill the time, etc. Without ikhlas, Allah does not accept. Think of ikhlas as I knew this word. You know when you go into the taxi, what do they switch on? The black card?
Meter.
The meter. Exactly. Think of ikhlas as the meter. If you go into a taxi and he does not switch on the meter, at the end of the journey, you are not obliged to pay him. Why? Because the meter is the only thing that tells you that you actually made the journey. If he doesn't switch on the meter, he doesn't get paid. Ikhlas is the meter. If you do ibadah without doing it solely for the sake of Allah, you will not get paid, you will not get rewarded. Nothing, you will get nothing. Yeah, in the dunya people would say, oh, you made qiyamul layl, you prayed, you were good, you did this, you did that. However, in the akhirah you will not get paid. How do you do ikhlas is to think. Before you do everything, why am I doing it? Am I doing it for people? What do people have to give me, for example? Let's say I prayed good and they saw me praying during the night. What will they say? How long will they say it? Let's say that people start saying about you, you're a good person. Let's say they say about you that you're a good person for 20 years. Believe me, sisters, you do one mistake, and it's all deleted. That's the way people think. People, you're good as long as you haven't done anything bad. You build a reputation for 20 years, and then you make one mistake, it's all gone. So they're not worth it. Abu Hurairah has to this hadith, and the ulama call it the hadith of kadhabt, the hadith of you lie, literally. It's when the Prophet ﷺ tells Abu Hurairah, tells the Sahaba, that the first 3 people to be thrown into Jahannam. You know, anyone, if you haven't read this hadith, and I cut this hadith short, you would say, he's going to talk about Abu Lahab, about Abu Jahl, he's going to talk about this villain, from Islamic history. No. So the first 3 people to be thrown into Jahannam. Abu Hurairah used to faint. When he said this, he used to faint, and then wake up, and then faint, and then wake up 3 times to be able to give this hadith, because it was serious for him. So the first man to be thrown into Jahannam is a alim, someone of knowledge. Allah would ask him, as He will ask all of us. He says, Ya Abdi, my slave, I gave you many blessings. What did you do in the dunya? Very good question. Applies. Allah has given you sight, ears, intellect, health, youth, parents, family. He's given you everything that you are, everything that you have, everything that you will be. What did you do in return? I created you to worship me. What did you do? I created you to witness Tawheed. What did you do? So this man asked him by the greatest thing he did all his life. He said, Ya Rabb, تعلمت فيك العلم وعلمتك. I learned knowledge for your sake. Make a line under this. I learned knowledge for your sake, and I taught it to people. Allah Azza wa Jalla says to him, كذبت, you lie. And the angels say to him, كذبت, you lie. You learned. So that people would say he's a knowledgeable person, he's a scholar, and then he would be thrown to Jahannam. So this is a Muslim. He's not a Catholic. This is a Muslim who learned Islam all his life, taught Islam all his life, probably guided people towards Jannah all his life. But he himself was like a candle. So a candle would light to people, but it would burn. Don't be like that. Think, when it comes to Jannah and Jahannam, be selfish. Yeah? So, throwing into Jahannam. The second thing now, al-mujahid. So the second man to be thrown into Jannah, and it's very strange, the first man to be thrown into Jahannam is a alim, a scholar of the deen. The second man to be thrown into Jahannam is a mujahid, someone who went into the battle and fought with Islam. He gave victory to Islam. And Allah asks him the same thing. I gave you many blessings. What did you do? He said, I fought in your sake. Again, make a line under for your sake. This is why Allah is saying, كذبت, you are a liar. You did not do it for my sake. He said, you did it. So that people would say about you, what a brave man. What a great warrior. What a great fighter. It's very important. People play PlayStation all their lives, and they're used to shooting people on the screen. Then they go and shoot people on the... And this is the mentality. I'm not saying this is of course the intention of everyone. I'm saying this is a danger. You waste your life doing something and you think it's for the sake of Allah. At the end it's not. And you get thrown to Jahannam. It's not worth it. The ulama said, قُولُوا لِلْمُرَاءِ لَا يُتْعِبْ نَفْسَهُ. Say to those who work for people, so that people say that, don't waste your time. Seriously, don't waste your time. If you come to a halaqah, for example, to impress others, or to be mentioned in the list of the people who come, or to please your husband, don't come. Stay at home, take care of your children, clean the kitchen, whatever. If you come to learn, not to learn to increase in knowledge, impress others, to learn how to go to Jannah, be saved from Jahannam, then come. In other words, if you don't turn on the meter, why give him the right? Why give the customer a right? That's exactly what's happening. Turn on the meter. How do you turn on the meter? Is to think. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it for the sake of Allah? Am I doing it to please my Lord? Or am I doing it to please people? Doing it to please people, know that people won't do anything for you. It's not like they can be in your grave teaching you how to answer the questions. It's not like they're gonna protect your face from Jahannam if you're thrown into it. May Allah protect me and you from it. Understand? So this is Ikhlas, and the first condition for any ibadah to be accepted is Ikhlas. Without it, there is no ibadah. وَقَدِمْنَا إِلَى مَا عَمِلُوا مِنْ عَمَلٍ فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. We have come to all that they have done in all their lives, and we have made it air. There was no Ikhlas. People did it for other than the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Whether to impress people, whether to appear good, to please themselves. That's another sickness of the heart. It's called ujub. There's riya and there's ujub. Riya is when you do something for the sake of people. Ujub is when you do something because you want to feel good about yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with feeling good after doing an ibadah. But ask yourself, am I doing it because I feel good? Am I doing it